The call came while the room was quiet. My sister's voice, low, hesitant, the kind of tone nurses use when death is in the hallway. Your wife just walked into the ultrasound room with a man. I froze. My eyes drifted across the living room. She was there, on our couch, legs folded, watching television like nothing in the world was wrong. The phone burned against my ear, my pulse hammered. For a second I thought it was a mistake, a cruel mix-up, a slip of identity. But my sister never slipped, and my wife didn't look up, didn't sense the storm gathering across the room. I turned back to the phone, silent, heart breaking against the walls of my chest. And then, everything slowed. The first fracture of truth. I knew betrayal existed. I'd seen it in war zones, boardrooms, families. But I never expected it to sit 5 feet away, wrapped in a blanket, smiling at a screen. She was pregnant, or claimed to be. We'd argued about timing, about money, about how ready we were. She'd insisted, sworn the child was mine. Now my sister's words scraped against my ribs. Ultrasound, with a man. It wasn't denial that struck me first. It was calculation. If this was true, then everything, her smiles, her touches, her whispered promises, was theater, and I had been the audience. I couldn't ask her, not yet. Asking would be too easy, too weak. I needed proof, evidence, something undeniable, because when betrayal is revealed, the betrayer always clings to lies. I wouldn't give her that chance. The next weeks, I became 2 people. The husband who laughed, who cooked dinner, who kissed her forehead, and the ghost who followed shadows. I checked phone records, deleted texts resurrected under forensic light, bank statements with quiet withdrawals, times that didn't align. A name appeared more than once, the man from the hospital. His calls tucked into the margins of her days. I drove past his office, watched him leave with her car parked 2 blocks away. She came out 20 minutes later, hair slightly undone, her smile practiced. At night, she slept with her back against me. I watched her breathing, steady, confident. Inside, I counted every inhale like it was evidence. And still, I waited, calm, patient, the way I used to wait on operations when silence mattered more than bullets. Because this wasn't about rage. This was about clarity. It came in a small envelope, a DNA test, quietly taken, carefully handled. Her blood, my blood, and something smaller. When the results arrived, I sat at the kitchen table. No trembling, no denial left. The child wasn't mine. The numbers screamed it, cold, mathematical. Betrayal reduced to percentages. That night, she came home humming, shopping bags in her hands. She spoke about curtains, about baby names. I listened, I nodded. When she paused, I slid the envelope across the table. She laughed at first, nervous. Then she read, and her face drained like water down a sink. She opened her mouth. I watched lies gather on her tongue. I didn't speak. Silence is the sharpest knife. I leaned forward, my voice low, steady. You made me believe. You let me prepare a future that never existed. She shook her head, muttering, reaching for excuses that crumbled as fast as she spoke them. I didn't shout. I didn't break. I only placed my wedding ring on the table beside the envelope. I already know his name, I whispered. I already know the dates, the places, every detail you thought you hid. Her hands trembled, her lips cracked open, but she couldn't meet my eyes. That was enough. I stood, calm, deliberate, my footsteps echoing like verdicts. She had lost everything before she could even ask for mercy. I walked outside into the night. The air was cold, clean, honest. For the first time in weeks, my chest didn't burn. It felt hollow, yes, but hollow is better than poisoned. Betrayal isn't fire. It doesn't scorch. It corrodes, slowly, silently, until nothing of you is left. But I had stepped away before it could finish. She would live with her lies, with the silence I left behind, with the truth staring at her from that envelope every time she tried to sleep. I didn't need revenge. The truth was the revenge, and the truth never lets go. I slipped the ring into my pocket, heavy with finality. I wasn't her husband anymore. I was the ghost she created. And ghosts don't come back.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.